Hey there, Angry Faithful. I just wanted to drop in, bend your ear a little bit, get your attention. So if you're not listening, drop what you're doing and pay attention to me because I'm here to inform you that not only can you get your daily, maybe if you're binging it, I'm not sure, that's entirely up to you, but you can multiply your doses of angry me fuckery by paying attention to all of the platforms upon which you can find either the dulcet tones of my voice and David's voice or my pretty face and David's not so pretty face. Anyways, digressing, we not only on we are on YouTube, we are on Spotify, we're on Rumble, we're on Google, Apple Podcast. We have a TikTok page. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and of course Facebook. So if you find yourself fuckery deprived, curl up with a nice hot mug of shut the fuck up and just listen. Open those ear holes and be prepared to be cream pied like it's the first time. Thanks for listening.
Welcome, Angry Faithful. Today we're here again with Skylar doing the comedy before the show. Hopefully Wade shows up. If not, well, Wade doesn't get on.
You're stuck with me.
Yeah. But no, I just I found some stuff out because a lot of my videos that the video stuff for some of my stuff, there's only like 3 videos that had reached like 100. That I was talking to my co-host today about that. I was like, only these videos reached like 100, and they're still long videos. But on all the platforms for listening and everything like that, like Apple Podcast stuff like that, it's like double the stuff.
Yeah.
It's so weird that the transfer from video doesn't really exist nowadays to sound. Like if you do your if you do a comedy special and everything, and do like snippets comedy and everything, it works out.
Yeah, and I mean, I post all my stuff on TikTok, right? I get views, but my shortest ones are my most viewed.
Yeah, because no one's attention spans for like seeing stuff, but listening, it's totally different.
It's weird. You look, though, and 15 years ago, we would all rather read a book.
Yeah.
Audiobooks were there for your car rides, but then Kindle comes along and
You still
Audible
read it.
comes along, but you still read it.
Yeah.
And then Audible comes in and you see the shift with books and music and
what's really funny is a lot of the times, like Ross Patterson, he does Drinking Bros, and his books that he puts out, he makes sure that he does the audible for them, because of the basic fact is they want to hear his voice.
Yeah.
Because of course he has a good voice for it and everything like that, so it's actually, he's in the podcast world. He's done radio. He's done comedy. He's done movies, but he irradiates, if I don't even think that's the actual word, but he puts it out to where people want to hear the book read by the author sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be the same way with kind of James Patterson. I think he has the voice for it because when you hear him talk about his books, you'd rather him read it.
Yeah. Well, it's I know Jack Carr doesn't do that because he has very slow mannerisms when he talks. And it's one of those things that it's just, I like hearing him talk about stuff, but he can't do like the different voice stuff for like women or anything like that.
I can't remember his name. There was a older Christian author that did a lot of TV and book recordings and stuff like that back in the 80s and 90s.
God, you hit. This is the reason why I need my laptop when I'm doing this, because I know exactly. He
I
was that
can't
he was that
remember
major.
his name.
He was that big TV evangelist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
With God, because his wife ended up being more popular than him after a while.
Yeah.
Because she was like Mother Teresa after a while. She was like going with people
Yeah.
that had like AIDS and stuff like that and visiting.
But
them
I go
'cause-
back and
praying
I
for 'em.
have some of his old audiobooks for like, I have some of his old audiobooks.
Yeah.
And I listen to it and I like listening to that slow, specific tone that almost bores people.
Oh, so you more or less would listen to the horse whisperer with that voice.
Yeah, I mean, there's more intention behind it. It's not, this is my book. I'm reading this because it's my book. And I mean, you gotta have a good voice, but I like the intention behind the slowness and the impact when you're speaking faster than 5 decibels a minute.
You know what's really sad is nowadays what I end up doing is I hit the speed button to make the voices a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Because they have the pauses are so long nowadays with some of the voice actors. I was like, have you ever heard Sandman?
Yeah.
The Sandman one where they got like high-end actors and everything. Well, Ross Patterson did before them because he got like high-end. He has like an Academy Award winner on his books, and his books are raunchy.
Mm-hmm.
And but I think he describes his books the what are those romance novels for men.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes out and they're so freaking hilarious.
They are. I've read one of his books.
Which one?
It was in high school. My biggest thing about when I used to read more was I just picked up a book and read it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so I remember like an author's name, but not a book title.
The first book I think he put out is like He Rides at Midnight or something like that. It was.
I would know the cover if I saw it.
Yeah.
I don't have my phone on me right now, so otherwise I'd look it up, which is fine.
But
sometimes though it's more entertaining hearing it in your head.
yeah. Well, I just got finished with Scars and Stripes by Tim Kennedy. He read the whole entire book.
Yeah.
That was a good. Oh man, it's one of those things. If you know the man, you know the man.
Mm-hmm.
But when you read the book, you finally understand the man.
Yeah.
And it was he went all out. So he was like, dude, I've fucking cried a couple of times in my fucking life, and I'm doing this and doing this. Because he even described the whole debacle for the Afghanistan retreat.
Yeah.
Movement out. How he was getting all those people out and everything like that. He's like, man, the stuff I saw over there was just ridiculous. And after he got done with it, he just started bawling because what the parents were doing that were outside the wire, they were trying to get their kids to a better life, so they would just toss kids over the wall. And behind the wall is military grade stuff. You're like barbed wire, bricks. They're just hoping someone would catch their baby, and they had like babies and barbed wire and everything like that. Yeah, dude, it was so fucked up.
I can't remember what book it was. It was a Tom Clancy book during the beginning of the Afghan war in the 90s. When we were really starting to fight Taliban in the early 90s.
I don't know if we're actually no. Early 90s, we're actually equipping them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and
It was the Russians that were fighting them.
but they were talking about in it though, equipping them with the guns. And this general's handing a gun to like one of the Taliban leaders and describing the look of joy in his eyes and how much it scared him.
Well, what it was back then, back in the early 90s, mid 80s, the Taliban was actually fighting the Russians.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole reason why they ended up fighting. But the Taliban only had like, I'm talking about Springfield bolt actions
Yeah.
from World War One. That's all they were using and everything. And then we stepped up and said, "Hey, we don't like the Russians, so here you go." I think it stopped. I think we stopped probably like mid part of the '90s.
Yeah.
That's when Russia retreated and everything because they ran out of money.
What's funny about that though is this general is talking about the looks that these people have in their eyes.
Yeah,
scaring
because they're
him
actually
then.
yeah, because they're actually getting really good equipment.
Mhm.
And
And like they were scared then
yeah,
about what could possibly happen. And then we're here now.
well, we had so many times that we've fucked up so many times. I think almost every time we would actually gone out and tried to get democracy into a country and everything like that, we fucked up royally. I don't think we actually succeeded in that, in my opinion, because I keep on you keep on reading on all the stuff that like Iran in the 50s.
Yeah.
Oh no! It was like 73. 73. You could actually they had like Western ideology and everything like that, and then the what's his name, the supreme religious leader that is there now, Ayatollah, the Ayatollah.
Oh, yeah.
He put everything to the point to where now women can't drive, no women can't do this, women can't learn stuff. I mean, and they had that beforehand. I don't think it's our fault. I think we just I know some of it was because we had gotten rid of the previous leader before the Ayatollah came in, and that's what happened. And it just fucked off. But
Well, and you look at like the Korean War and the Vietnam War with the military over there, they're trying to put this little state of democracy in the areas that they have a foothold in. And Good Morning Vietnam did a good example of what actually happened of they play along.
and what's really sad, that was supposed to be a comedy.
Yeah, it was.
It
But
was,
you-
and then you actually get it's really sad that the comedy in that end up turning to the realization of what had actually happened.
Yeah, and what's crazy about that is stuff like that actually happened a lot. Like, you get these people in this area, you trust them, you build it up, you arm them because we hate communism. When they're just playing you the entire time.
Oh yeah.
And then they kill platoons of army and marines.
Hell,
And
the
it's crazy the terrorism that happened on their soil, and they didn't care because it was them doing it to get rid of us.
yeah. What was really sad is when Nixon was in office, apparently, this is the main reason why we need to have like what was it, a staple of people to go through to go get stuff done. What is it called? There's an actual name for it. Something taxes or.
I
But-
know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I just can't remember it. But anyways, the thing about it is he got drunk and was about to nuke Vietnam. And if it wasn't for the generals going, maybe we should put a pin in that, wait until morning and see if we need to do that. And we didn't have a nuclear strike, so
Yeah.
apparently that was the good idea to do.
Well, and Reagan was a strong word, fun president, because Reaganomics were weird.
Well, the whole idea of Reaganomics was make them spend as much money as they possibly could to break them.
Yeah.
And we were in when Reagan got into office, we were in a recession. He brought us back out of it, and then piled up a lot of stuff that weren't going to go into fruition or anything. He was just making it up. But they didn't know that, and they ended up making way too much stuff, thinking that we're going to war with them and everything, and it broke their economy.
Well, and
Which their economy was fucked anyways.
And what's funny about that is, if he said he was gonna bomb them or strike them or do some sort of attack against them or take out a leader, dude did it.
Yes.
Dude did it. I mean, he broke them mentally and physically, like, broke countries.
Well, that was another thing. It's like the most feared, in my opinion, not the United States stuff, because the United States we do some really nifty stuff. But the one special forces that I'm really scared of is Mossad. They're the hit squad for Israel,
Oh, yeah.
and they did their job. I think they were formed originally for getting the Nazis and killing the Nazis, but the stuff they did, oh my God! I mean, they had a choice at one point in time to take a Nazi that was living in Iran. Iran and Israel has always been fighting, but they had an option to take over and kill a Nazi or disrupt the nuclear plans for Iran. They chose the nuclear plans,
Okay.
and they dropped them back down to like 20 years.
Ooh.
Yeah, it took, because they had almost all the stuff ready, but the Mossad just decimated it.
They said, we're gonna make you have to regain your technology. They
Yeah.
drove them back 20 years technologically.
Basically, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. They are equivalently, to me, one of the it's the reason why we back Israel so much.
Yeah. And I've been looking at medieval tactics lately. Like, I don't know why I've been on a big Arthurian legend kick, and I've been looking at, like, Black Age military tactics.
Yeah.
And, like, they're so screwed up.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Their form of biowarfare was throwing a dead body or dead cow into the
Well, and, like, when an enemy camp is
camp.
sleeping, have people carrying a diseased body
yeah.
and put it on their blanket stockpile.
Yeah.
Burn another part of the camp to where they know the rest of the camp's not going to burn down, but then you have the stockpile left. They just move the dead body off. They don't know it's diseased.
Yeah.
Only the other people do,
Yeah.
because they look like everybody else.
Yeah, they did a lot of weird tactics that
Well, and like boiling shit, that's fun.
I never heard that one.
So when they would when they would be scaling the walls, they would heat up their buckets of shit
Mm-hmm.
and basically boiling and dump it on them.
Dude,
No,
talk
they
about
would,
a shitstorm.
No, they would literally dump shit on people.
Well, yeah.
And then if you happen to survive that, you're gonna die anyway.
Yeah. Shit, man, that was fucked
Yeah,
up.
it really is. And tar and feathers was an actual thing besides American Revolution. If you were a trader or some sort of chicken at the time, like, tar and feathers was a thing back then.
Yeah, they did that. I think during a Revolutionary War.
And they did, but tar and feathers was a medieval thing too.
Yeah.
But their tar and feathers was not just that. It was public humiliation more so than it was in the Revolutionary War.
Well, it's like the Romans bronze bull.
Yeah,
They never used it.
Yeah.
But it was out there to scare people, and I mean, what was it? Vlad the Impaler.
Mhm.
He did a lot of weird stuff too. Like he'd boil people in oil.
Oh god.
Yeah, he did some shady stuff. And to this day, you can't in Romania, you can't say anything bad about Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah.
They're on. He's on on the coins and everything because he actually, for that country, he's a national hero,
Yeah.
and we made him into a villain in everywhere else.
Well, and that's applying modern day morals to something that is screwed up. But back then, you did what you had to do.
Well, it's like the word genocide. You know where the word genocide came from?
No.
It came from the Albanian genocide because they didn't have a word of how fucked up it was what the people were doing to the Albanians. The Turkish were doing to Albanians. You know, the Turks, the YouTube channel, whatever, I think it's called the Turks. It's far left leaning news information and everything like that. And they're using that name, and it's literally what they, Young Turks, that's what they're called. Young Turks. They were called that back in, during the Albanian genocide. And they're using that. I'm like, and I heard someone talking. It was like, oh, I'm watching the Young Turks. I was like, dude, they made a movie about that bullshit.
Yeah.
And he was like, what are you talking about? A movie about that bullshit? It's a newscast. It's mostly left. I was like, you don't know what the Young Turks
Oh,
are?
yeah. One of the crazy things when it comes to genocide with me, and I've been playing a lot of Wolfenstein, so I've been like, oh, sweet, thank you. I got a Berber.
Burger.
But I've been playing a lot of Wolfenstein lately, and I'm so like, okay, I've been digging a little deeper into like Nazi history, and I'm like, we get a lot from Nazi science in modern America that's
Yeah.
not looked at, and it's
We-
craziness. Imagine being a Jewish scientist. World War II just ended.
It's
and-
not even them either. It's also Unit 52.
Mhm.
Unit 52 for Japan. They did some weird experimentations too.
Well, and we get a lot of modern
Medicines from the Nazis.
from Nazis and really weird science
Yes.
that if you really put a moral compass to, it would make you sick.
It
But
would.
you look at it and it's like if it wasn't for it, a lot of people would be more sick than they are now.
Yeah. And someone asked me, was like, what good thing came out of Nazi Germany? Honestly, if you want my honest opinion, it's modern medicine.
Yeah, no, it is.
And they were like, what? I was like, because of, and I hate saying this right now, but because of all the experiments they did and everything like that, modern Germany, or not modern Germany, but the Nazi Germany actually helped out because they kept all these records and everything.
Well, they wrote everything down, every little thing. The Nazis are absolutely garbage.
Oh yeah, I would punch if I had a chance to go back in time and punch a Nazi, I would.
No,
And
right?
I couldn't come back. I would just like,
No, I would.
you're going back
totally-
time and you got to punch a Nazi. Just one?
Right? No, like, let me bring a modern light machine gun to Nazi Germany and just rip and tear.
Oh yeah,
No,
that's
right? Like, it would be so much fun,
it's like the zombie apocalypse.
right?
I was like, what are you gonna do? You gonna initiate the zombie apocalypse or go back to Nazi Germany to kill Nazis? Ooh,
Hard. Nazis,
Hmm.
not hard.
Nazis. I would go with Nazis.
I was running my cyberpunk game in my tabletop, and I was running them against the white fascist Nazi people because it's an easy enemy because everybody hates them.
Yeah, that's even what we have now with the cancel culture, because they'll just go off as like, oh, you're just a Nazi.
Huh?
Yeah,
What? People say that?
yeah. If they can't come up with a good rebuttal to your debate, they just call you a Nazi and a racist.
It meant something different before Hitler came along. like most everything else before a lot of people come along. So I mean, that's not a good.
No,
No,
it's
okay.
it's just they want to compare something to the worst villain in our entirety of society.
Oh, that's one
Because
of my,
everybody can agree, Nazis are assholes.
yeah, and that's one of my biggest things about modern society is really every villain in a movie
Okay.
or video game or tabletop or even realistic fiction or something like that all has a redeemable villain.
Yeah, especially
not
especially the ones nowadays.
Yeah, and I don't like redeemable villains because you look all throughout history.
Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan was screwed up. Dude was the first person to commit chemical warfare.
Dude, not even that. Most of Middle East and all the places that he conquered still has his DNA.
Yeah.
You can literally, if you had a bioweapon that only killed people that, because it was off the TV series Limitless, and I did research after that.
Oh, Limitless is a good TV show.
Yeah, it was. I'm so pissed off, and it was only one season.
Yeah, well.
But no, you could go back, and they had the episode where they engineered a virus that only killed people with the descendant of Genghis Khan, only because that gene is in so many people.
Yeah, and Genghis Khan has to be the most perhaps metal villain in all of history.
I don't know if he was a villain. He was a villain to the Romans, but he
I mean,
actually.
definitely,
Well, think
but-
about it. Well, think about it this way. Most empires that do that and everything like that, they end up.
I think that guy followed you in there. I told him about you got on Spotify. I think he followed you.
Oh, that's cool.
Hell yeah.
But no, if you actually think about it and everything like that, and it's just so weird. Of that it's like Alexander the Great. He was just a douchebag too.
Yeah.
He just conquered people and everything, and he got a reputation after a while that he didn't have to actually go in and destroy armies. He just took over places just because they didn't want the destruction.
Yeah.
Which it happens, but both those societies, if you look back at what they were actually doing, I mean, Genghis Khan didn't care what religion you were, what you believed in or anything like that, as long as you called him the Great Khan.
Yeah.
That's all he gave a shit about. You could do, like, whatever, but he just wanted a bigger country.
Yeah, as long as you didn't besmirch him in front of his people, he didn't care.
Yeah, he didn't give a shit.
Well, and you look at someone like Queen Elizabeth I, right? The Red Queen.
Yeah.
Dear God, her war history is good.
Oh, we got to. What's up, dude? Don't forget, we got we're having a comedy special up at
Stone
Stone
Oven
Oven.
Pizza, August 13th.
August 13th at 9:30. 9 o'clock.
9, yeah.
9 o'clock. August 13th. Check us out there. He's going to be the headliner on that one. And I'm going to do like a 5-minute segment if you want to come out and check us out. I should have done that in the first part of the video, but we got talking.
It's fine.
Yeah. But I told you I was going to do that in every episode I'm going to do. So
I think we're going to try and get merch too. I'm talking with Jeff to see if we can't do like some cool merch or something like that for the show. I think that'd be cool.
I gotta wait for merch. I mean, I got a t-shirt printer and everything, but I just you have to buying it's not that hard. You can go up to digital. It might be too late.
Yeah, no, I mean, we have someone that prints shirts,
Oh, okay.
but like, we're talking about possibly doing merch. We're not quite sure yet, just because of crowd and.
You know what's funny? Patches and stickers.
Yeah.
Patches and stickers.
I
I
love stickers.
yeah.
I really do.
And you can sell them for pretty cheap and make
Yeah.
them for pretty cheap.
No idea.
It's Wade.
Hi, Wayne.
I keep on calling him Wade.
Wade.
Wade. I don't know why. I guess I can't do that middle barrier and everything like that.
I mean, he could be a Wade Wilson before, the cancer and the burning.
No.
No.
No. Sorry.
No.
There's no.
I'm not the biggest Deadpool fan, I'm gonna be real.
Fuck you. Deadpool's fucking awesome.
I mean, he's cool, but, I'm a Superman guy.
Well, I like Superman too. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
I'll get the tattoo of Superman any day, but I just like the comedy of the whole Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I was like, there's one issue of Spider-Man and Deadpool that Spider-Man needed to talk to Deadpool about something. He's like, hey, yeah, just you got to come with me to do this deal. We got to take out this drug ring.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, man, these drug dealers, they're not putting up much of the fight. Oh, it's a new drug ring, and the other drug dealers didn't want them in town anymore, so they paid me to kill everybody. He's like, you mean these aren't technically the bad guys? Oh, I cashed the check, man. No, really, these are technically somewhat the good guys-ish? Listen, you didn't hear me. I cash the check.
Yeah. The Deadpool video game is great just because the opening sequence has a bunch of explosions and then you have the narrator voice like you just spent over half our budget on explosions. Well, yeah, it looked cool. Obviously it did.
Yeah.
The fourth wall breaking is good. I like Deadpool more than I like Rick and Morty. Because the fourth wall breaking with Deadpool is always there's a point to it.
Well, they're putting the fourth wall break in She-Hulk, too.
She-Hulk, to me, looks like a live-action Shrek. I don't know why, but I saw that and I saw Fiona singing to a bird.
I don't know. I mean, they're going to have Matt Murdock in it, Daredevil.
They're rebooting his thing, and that kind of...
I loved it.
The Netflix show was good, but they're rebooting his series.
They're keeping it
Are they not?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, they're not rebooting it. Thank God.
No, they're not rebooting it. They're keeping it with and they're keeping it MA whatever.
Oh, heck yeah. I'm
Yeah,
down.
they're keeping those shows. I mean, they're bringing back Deadpool.
Yeah.
They're doing Deadpool 3, which I'm actually happy about.
Or didn't they keep a lot of the original writers?
Yeah.
Okay. The
But-
unrated cuts for Deadpool were really good, though.
Yeah, the even the PG-13 Deadpool 2
I
was
prefer
actually
the PG-13 one more, just because the whole Princess Bride kidnap scene was so good.
It was so freaking hilarious.
I'm happy the Nickelback scene didn't make it into the movie.
No, they just did that for the trailer.
Yeah, I don't like Nickelback, so that
I don't know what people got hatred for Nickelback. I mean, it still works for them. They still sell out shows and everything.
Well, I
like
don't
that.
hate. Let me rephrase. I don't hate Nickelback. I just kind of find their vocals annoying.
I could see that. I still can't believe he married Avril Lavigne. Of course,
Avril. Yeah, him marrying Avril Lavigne was. I applaud him on that one. Actually,
but I'm still, because I've heard stories about her just being
she's crazy.
well, most women are crazy, but she flew a little bit too much over the line.
Oh, it's not Britney Spears in the '90s going bald. So.
That was in the 2000s, dude.
Oh, that was 2000.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Because it was right after she had her kid, or she had her kid in,
Oh,
I think,
yeah.
2003 or some shit like
It
that.
was 2002, and the video came out of her getting a tattoo, and she's bald in the tattoo shop, and
Yeah.
that was
What's
so
really,
crazy.
I think she It's like she was in the news just recently. It was one of those moments that you just see something and you read the article a little bit, and you're like, oh, really?
Mhm.
Okay. But she was speaking the truth on all of the happenings in Hollywood, how dead horrible it is to work there.
That's the crazy part about artists gone crazy.
They're talking about a lot of the truth that's going on in the
And they're
in the
not
workplace.
believed because they're psycho.
Yeah.
And
And-
that's the crazy part. Like Miley Cyrus, when she did her thing in the early 2010s, at 2012, 2013, when she pulled her shave and
No, even worse is, I mean, everybody knows Courtney Love is like batshit crazy.
yeah,
But sometimes crazy people shot off a little bit of truth because, like, right before, I think it was like 4 or 5 years before the whole Harvey Weinstein happened, she
Okay.
was talking about how horrible Harvey Weinstein was. And I'm like,
well, and you look
maybe we
at-
should listen to the crazy bitches. Just sometimes grains of truth, push out.
McCurdy from I can't remember her first name. Sam from iCarly
Yeah.
was one of the first people to speak up about Dan Schneider.
Who's Dan Snyder?
All the Nickelodeon like young teen shows and stuff like that. He was the
Oh,
producer and one of the writers.
yeah.
I think it's Jesse McCurdy or Jessica McCurdy. I'll probably be corrected at some point. But she was one of the first people to speak up about Dan Schneider and the crap he was up to with the young girls.
Yeah, and nobody listened to her.
Nobody believed her, but she went nuts because she was upset. She acted out. And then it comes out after she does this from the late 90s to early 2010s, all these female actresses coming out and saying, he did this to me, he did this to me, and it's like, should have listened to her in the first place without everybody having to come close.
Yeah. It's just one of those things. It's like me. I'm a finding person. I love to find facts.
Same.
And if someone says like, "Well, this person did this, this, this," all right, you're not the most reliable source. I can't go with you, but I will look at it. It's like the stuff that I'm looking at right now with serial killer truckers. Dude, close to about 500 to 1,000.
A year?
The article was back in 2009,
Yeah.
but it was like 500 to 1,000, and I had to be a little bit of quiet on it because we're gonna do an episode after we get done with the DC snipers, because that's gonna be like a 3-episode thing. But someone told me it. Have you ever watched the movie Patient Zero?
Yeah.
Okay, it's the same concept,
Okay.
but it's real.
Damn.
Yeah, because in Patient Zero, they were looking for a truck driver, and I started reading all these articles and everything like that. Because the guy in the movie in Patient Zero was like some kind of psychic or something like that, and I started looking at it. Nowadays, a lot of truck drivers are finding like dead bodies on the road and everything. That's what prompted me to start doing this investigation and everything like that. I'm doing like, kind of like we're doing a part of the an actual guy that got caught, and then we're going in and looking at what's happening up on the road.
Well, and you think about it, and it's the perfect profession to get away with it.
The way the FBI, and this is last tidbit, I gotta cut it off after that, is from what the FBI specialist was talking about, was you can go pick up a person on the East Coast, 2 states away, kill them, go 3 states more, and drop the body somewhere, and no one would be the wiser.
And depending on state size, that's a 7-hour drive.
Yeah, that's not even that far.
No.
So we're gonna have to cut off on that one. It's only a couple of topics I'll like wait on to for later on and everything like that. But it's just some of the stuff I've been having to research and everything like that because I have ample amount of time right now because my daughter finally went back to South Dakota. But other than that, I just freaking weird shit. I guess we can cut it off of this.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Good stopping point.
Yeah, because you got to finish eating and everything. But check us out if you're listening or in the area, Wichita Falls. I'll put the address and everything like that on the description. You don't have a website. You just have that little poster thing, don't you?
I got posters and it's on my Facebook.
Yeah, check out what's your Facebook? handle?
Skylar Matthew Wilson.
Okay, Skylar Matthew Wisdom. Check out his Facebook. He's a hopefully an upcoming comic that I'm not gonna do. He's like, oh, he's gonna be a great comic. Blah blah blah. And you're like,
No,
next
I'm
day
just
you're like,
trying
I'm
to-
doing. This is my last show.
I'm trying to be the gonzo, is so I can just go in and say, hey, I'm your lawyer. Do drugs, get on stage. Like,
That'd be kind of cool.
yeah, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be fun.
Yeah. Well, I'm David Dickerman. This is Skylar, and check us out on all the podcasts and everything like that. Check us out at Stone Oven. Come out, enjoy a pizza. They serve alcohol up there, right?
Beer, yeah.
Yeah, they serve beer. So get a beer, have some pizza, have some laughs, and that's the end of the episode. See, I can't even talk.